Most people think you need expensive coding tools, cloud subscriptions, or even paid AI platforms before you can build better websites. But this is not actually true. If you're using Elementor and WordPress, you already have access to one of the most powerful features many people ignore, which is the HTML element. With this element, you can use AI tools to generate small sections of website designs like hero section, cards, pricing boxes, contact blocks, CTA sections, and simple layouts. Instead of dragging and dropping every single element manually, you can ask AI to create sections, copy the code, and paste it inside Elementor HTML element widget. Customize it from there. I'm not asking you to skip the learning process. This is about working smarter, especially for people who cannot afford expensive subscriptions or people living in countries where dollar rates are high. In this video, I will show you how I use AI and Elementor together to build faster, save money, and still create clean website sections. Starting off, this is our hero or landing page, and usually what you do is to add elements and add your images. Yeah, if you have no idea of how using Elementor feels like, I have a video, I describe everything, I go step by step on all what you need to know to start building premium websites with Elementor on WordPress. But as I said, this workflow is going to be different. So what we are going to do is we are going to build this section. Okay, this section, basically it's something like this, right? Because these images are long, so it's going to usually look like this. If you don't want to look like this, then probably you should upload your own images. Okay, so we are going to build this section with Elementor free plan. You don't need any subscriptions. All you need to do is use HTML elements widgets, right? And you're going to show your designs to AI, any AI chatbot. You can use Gemini, you can use Perplexity, Grok, any good coding AI alternative that you can use. So without wasting time, I'm going to my Elementor page, and I'm going to add a container because that is where we are going to house all the HTML elements. So with a container, what I'm going to do is add HTML elements. So what you need to do is search for HTML and add it here. So this is where the magic happens. And you can ask AI to build it for you. So it's going to write the code for you. So this is the code AI gave me. I'm going to copy the code here and I'm going to paste the code here. Right, so this is something similar, but you can see already we have something more beautiful than this, right? So the images are not in yet, and with Elementor, what you need to do if you're using this workflow is to go back to your library and access your images. So when you go back to your tools and your backend, you can see your media files here. Click on the media section and you have your tools, your images here. All you need to do is to copy the link. Okay, you copy the image link and you go back to your HTML element and you're going to find your image. All right, so if you have no idea about how to understand HTML and CSS, I also have a crash course on HTML and CSS. Kindly check my channel. It's a full course, beginner friendly. I'm showing everything step by step. So basically this is all you need to do, and within a minute you've regenerated this kind of design, and it's more pretty as well with better animations like hover animations as well. So if you want to add another image, just go back and fetch your image, copy the link, go back to your design and find your second image and paste it here. Paste the link here. Yeah, that is it. That is all you need to do. Don't forget, always cutting costs will come at another cost, but it's worth it. Then yeah, we are good to go. So basically this is using like just one HTML element to build this, Right, let's say you are not really good with HTML and CSS. You don't want this much code in your face. What you can do is to build the element one after the other. So let's use another workflow. We can also add a flexbox, and with this flexbox, because we are going to build one container and duplicate, so the main container will be in a direction of horizontal. All right, we are going to use a direction of horizontal, and we are going to add a container. This container, we are going to duplicate it 3 times, okay, to just get the structure well. And we are going to go back to ChatGPT or Gemini or anything that you are using, and we are going to ask it to create one card, just one card, and the image, so that we can duplicate it later. So after you have your code, you're going to copy your code and go back to your container, and we are going to add our HTML element again. All right, and we are going to paste this here. Okay, so this is the same thing done differently. So after you paste your HTML element, you know what to do. The next thing is to add your image. Adding image depends on how your design looks. So if your design is supposed to have images, just great, and just as simple as that. All you need is to duplicate this container 3 times, right? Yeah, and delete these ones because you don't need them. Great, so we've just built this card beautiful here in 2 different attempts or 2 different ways. So I think this is very good. This is really overpowered. You can use this workflow to, build landing pages, different sections, and obviously they will probably look prettier than using the real Elementor settings, especially if you are not using the Pro, because it will give you nice hover effects that you would have to probably go through. If you are using the basic or the Elementor default settings or setup, you have to go through the styles. You have to go through a lot to be able to add your borders, border radius, and probably even to add custom CSS, you have to upgrade. And what we are trying to do is to cut costs. So we have skipped all this process and still managed to use AI to maximize our workflow. And after you are done, you need to click on publish. So let's go and try another design, right? We are going to try another section, and this design, I got it from my Twitter community. So if you're on X, kindly give me a follow. We share a lot of designs, a lot of updates on X. Don't sleep on X. All right, let's add another container. Let's say we want to build this section. All right, we are going to build this section, and I'm going to give a screenshot as well, and we are going to describe the section. So I'm going to paste the design here, and I'm going to dictate my prompt. So I want to build this call to action section exactly the same with HTML elements. All I need you to do is to write HTML code, just like my other design. Don't replace or don't replicate the old design. This is a new design using the image reference. I'm going to use I'm going to upload an image at the background of my container, so don't put anything at the image section. Just give me the HTML element and CSS for the text. So what I'm trying to do, we have 2 different ways of going with this. Always study your design and know what you want to do. So let's say what I want to build, I'm going to need a background image. You can either go manually with your background image. Let's find a background image for this. And you can use this background image manually. Okay, we can just choose to use an let's change the settings a little bit here. We can choose fix to make it scroll, like some nice scroll animation, and we can choose cover as well for the image to be really centered. And the next thing we are going to do is to add HTML elements. Let's go and see if Codex understood my prompt. Good. So basically this is all you need. All right, instead of doing what we did first, letting it code everything and you using URLs to add your images, you can just ask it to just design the text for you, and you go ahead and add the images yourself, and you can style it anyhow you want. You can ask it to change the text color for you, or you can simply make the image constant. So let's make it default so that at least we have a good background or a good contrast in our design. So when you are, this is just demo, so when you are building your pages, you have to give it proper text. Let's say if you want your text to be bigger or smaller, you can literally give it your global style so that you get everything very detailed. You can also give it your styles for your buttons. You don't go and generate generic or random colors. You have to make sure you give it your exact colors for it to use. So basically this is the design that we wanted, and obviously you can still work on it. You can also generate all the elements one after the other so that you can also have more control on your containers, so that you can have more control on your containers. So let's say with this, instead of adding HTML elements, I can just put a container here. I have exact or maximum control. I'll put a container here before adding my HTML element. So that I have control over the HTML element itself, because the container can also be worked on. I can change a lot of things with this container. If this video is helping, make sure you click the like button, make sure you subscribe to this channel as well. So when you're done, you click on publish. Today we are not going to go through Elementor design processes. Please check the videos in the link or the video in my descriptions. Check my channel. I have a lot of tutorials on how to build with Elementor from scratch. And one best thing about this workflow is usually when you are building with Elementor, you have to work on your mobile responsiveness tablet, but with this, AI will give you full automatic mobile responsive designs. So as I said, it's really overpowered. It's going to save you time, and it's basically helping you to cut costs. So with this, you can use let's say the $5 subscription of OpenAI if you are really building client website, so that all your chats will stay consistent. If you are just practicing, you can use Gemini or any other coding model, LLM model that you are comfortable with. As I've always said, with this workflow, you do not need Elementor Pro to start. You do not need any paid theme to start. You do not need expensive AI coding tools or subscriptions to start. With Elementor Free and a free WordPress theme and a free AI tool, you can generate HTML elements, CSS sections, paste them into the HTML widgets, and style them from there. If this is helpful to you, kindly check the description for more tutorials and subscribe for more practical website building lessons. So this method is not here to replace learning. It is here to help you build faster, especially if you are starting with limited resources. So if you're a student, if you are a beginner, a freelancer, or someone building from a country where dollar subscriptions are expensive, this is the way to cut costs and still improve your workflow.